if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
Ricky Starks and Darby Allin. How we start this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. And Taz is on commentary, and of course he turns heel mode whenever any of his guys are in the ring. And Taz doesn't want to expose his and Stark's game plan. What the fuck? The match is underway, you idiot. And it doesn't matter if we and the commentators know. It would matter if it was before the match and Darby was in earshot to hear. Fucking stupid. Insipid commentary at its best by Taz. And I am not the only one who feels he sucks at commentary. I hear it on other various videos, various channels. That even back when he was on SmackDown, WWE, sometimes things that he would say is like, huh, what? Now, in the end, a coffin drop on absolute really sucks. I try to find a different, words to, instead of saying Ricky Starks. So I came up with absolute really sucks, because he absolutely does suck. And Darby Allin's your victor, and I hope he moves on from Starks. I mean, Starks comes out dressed like, Darby Allin in the past, and trying to be like him and be all like mysterious and enigma like he is, and it just doesn't work. And when Darby Allin came out, he was all huffing and puffing and stuff like that. Like he was the one that got jumped. You jumped Darby Allin. Shouldn't Darby Allin be the one to be like that? You should be smiling and cocky and laughing because of what you've been doing to Darby Allin. It looks really stupid. I'm telling you straight up. AEW, your damn writers suck. Your character developers suck. It's like, and I know that you give these guys the ability to come up with their own creations, own characters, whatever, but it's like it doesn't make sense. I'll get to some of the other things that I'm just like, what the fuck, scratching my head. Now, Cody is in the ring with Dasha, and what is on his mind, and will he accept the dog collar match for the TNT title? Why did they just come out and say it was a dog collar match after it was just alluded to last week? Like, they didn't say, what does he mean with that dog collar? I mean, we all know it's going to be a dog collar match, but they just came out with it as if it was already, revealed last week or something, I could be nitpicking, and maybe I am, but, And then, Cody, after all his pontificating and his babble, he says no to the dog collar challenge. But in reality, he means no as in no regrets, no as in no looking back. We enter much different, then we leave. TNT title, dog collar match next week. I accept, he says emphatically. And I love how AEW officials are just already following Brody Lee to the ring, as Brody Lee was still looking to confront Cody and get him a beatdown on him. Why didn't they stop him before getting to the ring? They just ran after him as he was going. They know what he was doing. And again, it's just the typical refs being incompetent and useless. The same thing when referees are, in the ring and someone's ready to do some damage to somebody, like after the match. It shouldn't be happening, right? And they're just standing there like this, waving their hands. Don't do it. Why don't you get in front of the person and try to stop it? It's just like, you know what I mean? Now we have FDR calling best friends participation trophy winners, which I like that because I just like it. That's what our society is when it comes to these youth, these youngsters growing up nowadays. That's all they are. That's the reason why we're in the situation that we are now in this world. People expect things to be handed to them instead of going out there and getting it. And then, let's just keep beating the dead horse, AEW. Matt Jackson comes out and he super kicks Tony Schiavone as he's interviewing FTR. And again, it reeks of desperation to make him a heel and make Nick a heel. And then FTR saying to Matt, why don't you kick them? Like, exactly. And then when Matt Jackson does that, he's like, oh, what did I do? Oh, what was that? Oh, I didn't know what? Huh? Knock it off. It is useless. It is futile, AEW. Because the way you're going about it makes him look like a fucking idiot. Him and Nick Jackson. They do not know how to act. They do not know how to create a character. They are so bland and so damn generic and vanilla. It's like pathetic. And I think that I'm looking through the eyes of FTR, and even they are acting like, why are they doing this? Not that why are they doing this, like the commentary team are acting like they're so upset and they're so like, JR, what is going on? I am so upset at this. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys were really behind them when they were having that attitude change, right? And now you're upset about it because now that you guys are getting kicked and punched and all that shit. It's like stupid, man. Now, SCU and FTR, they'll go 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 for the tag team titles. And JR actually said during the course of the match, is it 20 years experience or the same experience 20 times? Talking about SCU. What the F, man? What the fuck? And even Taz had to make sense of it. Like, he explained or tried to make sense of what JR said. I got nothing but respect for him in the sense that he's been in the business long, giving us some great commentary, especially with JR and Tony Schiavone and all that stuff. But I think he needs to hang it up because he's starting to sound like a senile old man, like inane, like stuff that he's saying. And then you can see and hear the pause from Excalibur and Taz and whoever else on commentary. And then they had to cover for him to make it sound like it made sense. It was like, what are you doing? What are you saying, JR? Maybe you need to go behind the scenes now. I think that's where they need you. Now, here's another thing I say: is SCU really gonna win the belts? Are they gonna win the belts? See, I don't give a fuck. Just leaning back like this. I mean, FDR just started this brush with excellence thing, or that's what it's called. I can't remember. I really don't care. And if I had $1 for every near fall roll up in this match, I would have an equivalent of my weekly pay. And in the end, we see Tully Aid and his boys retain their titles. I mean, the one person, the opponent had one of his boys up in a slam or whatever it was. Tully Blanchard grabs his leg, he falls down, and he leans down in order to be out of the way of the referee's thing. It reminded me of Bobby Heenan when he did that. I forgot who he did that to, but it secured a victory for one of his wrestlers. It's reeked of that. And they retain their titles. Like, really? They're gonna start this brush with greatness and they're gonna lose the titles. Like, that's the thing that you're gonna see in this in my rundown in some of these matches, how they are. It's like, that's the thing that AEW is really guilty of, is that they don't know how to write things that make sense, in the sense that, why are you going to make us think that we are going to be like, oh my god, are they going to lose the titles this week, when we know that there's no way. The way you have it set up, why would a person drop their title or drop their streak or whatever? I mean, you're seeing me now, man. Pretty soon I'm going to be laying down over here and off screen talking about this, because I really don't give a fuck about AEW. But I love ripping it apart. And I love nitpicking every stupid thing that I'm starting to see every week to week. And I'm sure there's people out there going, this guy's a fucking asshole. All he does is complain. Well, if I see something that sucks, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, it was very good. Oh, it was really cool. Oh, I like that segment, even though I was practically, scratching my head so much that I practically was tickling my brain, wondering what the fuck's going on with this company and this show. Now, they announced a tournament. Very convenient, because WWE just had a tournament, or they're starting that tournament, an NXT UK tournament. And WWE is guilty of it too, but it's just like, just because somebody has a tournament, why are you gonna have one? Like, somebody has a parking lot brawl, and why is WWE gonna have a brawl or a street fight type of thing? Stop competing with each other. Make your show better on its own, and stop trying to rely on going up against someone else when there really shouldn't even be that. It's like, really? And Jericho said it, and he made sense when he goes, WWE, why don't you take the NXT and go to Tuesdays and build up your ratings and build up your thing instead of trying to compete? In WWE, same thing. It's talking to about AEW. It's just like, what's going on, Really? The tournament, Jungle Boy, Ray Phoenix, and Omega are 3 of the first 8. But they'll be in this tournament. It's going to be held at Full Gear, with the winner to face the AEW Champion. Why would that matter? This person, they give title matches, #1 contenderships to anybody and their grandma. So why would they have to hold a tournament? Why don't you just go in the audience and go, Brian Pillman Jr., next week you're gonna challenge. Sonny Kiss, you're gonna challenge next week. Why doesn't Tony Khan just come down? Wrestlers, who are to surround the ring, just go over there and go, oh, hey, you're gonna be the challenger next week. Why would they have to hold a thing when they just give, challenges and #1 contenderships willy-nilly? Here you go. Have the world title on the line every fucking week. Don't even build on the match that they already have, a marquee main event match for the anniversary show with Archer and Mox, and you're gonna have Moxley defend the title willy-nilly. Now, moving on, Isaiah Cassidy in action against Jericho. Yawn! And Taz saying Matt Jackson super kicking Schiavone was him getting respect or something like that. No, Taz, it is desperation to make him and Nick heels, and it's a piss poor effort. And just as Isaiah was coming off the ropes, thank God, after a series of offense, he eats a Judas effect and picks up a victory, does Jericho. Because who cares? I gotta admit, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn are better simply because Matt Hardy's influence is affecting their performance. They're not as clumsy, they're not as botchamania worthy candidates. They still slip up every now and then, but boy, were they awful in the beginning of AEW Dynamite before Matt Hardy came along and teamed up with them. Now, Miro and Kip throwing axes as they prepare for their bachelor party. And am I seeing Miro setting up something, sinister against Kip? I don't know. It seems like there's something going on in that phone call. And preparing for that bachelor party, and I'm already tired of this. Miro needs to be on his own, and he needs to be kicking ass. He's in the best shape of his life. He's really tearing it up. Why are you saddling him with Kip Sabian? Doesn't even look like they would have anything to do with each other. I don't know why. Now best friends in FTR. And FTR has me rolling, calling best friends backyard comedy wrestlers. And being the comedy release as they are, and as they sit in their mommy's minivan eating milk and cookies. Yeah, because this is the same couple of guys who nearly killed another team because mommy's minivan was destroyed. You're gonna threaten someone's life and take someone to the end, to the inch of their life, 1 inch of their fucking thing, because they destroyed the minivan. They didn't apologize. They poured bleach and ran it under a shower, their equipment. I've seen people, I don't know, I just don't see people doing that. Why would you do that? It's not even that bad enough to have to do that stuff. Like I said, if they threaten or even hurt their mom, I understand that. What do you call it? Trans some mom, but yeah, they threatened her saying, no, they wish that it would have been better if she was in the car, but she wasn't. Anyway, it's hilarious. FTR gets it, because it's almost like they're making fun of all of the tag teams and all the talent in AEW. Bunch of indie people. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're just getting their feet wet in being in a big broadcasted international, worldwide company that's giving them more exposure, and they can't handle it right now. They're learning as they go. Paint by numbers type of thing. Now, picture in picture is really getting on my nerves. Really grating on my nerves. JR gets a hard on whenever he gets the opportunity to say that. Does he get paid to say it? Jesus. You know what I mean? Restaurant quality. No, it's not. Has nothing to do with a restaurant. Has nothing to do with food. What are you talking about? Now, Orange Cassidy versus Dark Order is number 50. Yeah, it's number 10, but really doesn't matter. And it don't, as the orange one, Mr. Cassidy himself gets the victory. I like Orange Cassidy, but this is the Who Gives a Shit match. Just because he had a run in last week, he cost him the TNT title, the opportunity to win it against Brody Lee, their leader. Now MJF comes bearing gifts for the Inner Circle. Jackets for all but Sammy G. What is he doing there? Really? Is it just to congratulate Jericho on his victory? Jericho was even doubting, not doubting him, but he was saying, why are you here? Does he want to join the Inner Circle, or do we care? What a cringy segment. Really. Who cares? Now, Britt Baker's in action, and says on the graphic, she is the top 5 singles wrestler for 46 weeks. How is that possible when she was out with an injury? Much like giving number 1 contenderships and then giving the title opportunity to those other than that number 1 contender. That's what they've been doing. Remember what they did with Shida? 11 weeks? They even touted 11 weeks as number 1 contender, but they gave the title match to opportunity to Penelope Ford, to Nyla Rose, to whomever. They don't make sense. The ranking system is starting to really just who cares about the ranking system now? It doesn't even make sense anymore. Right? Now, she faces Red Velvet. Perfect name. Pretty girl. But she wears red. I guess that's what makes up her name. Red Velvet. Then JR says, "Oh, that's my favorite cake." JR says, and we can see that JR and Taz saying that Red Velvet has been wrestling a full schedule, and what Brett hasn't, so Velvet has the advantage because Red Velvet has been wrestling a regular schedule, and Britt's is coming back from injury. Red Velvet is 0-7. Again, Taz with his great commentary. Great, just great, Taz, adding something that didn't add to anything. And JR mentioning the defined shoulders of Britt Baker and them being thicker. JR, after the Penelope Ford fiasco with you commentating about did we just see a wardrobe malfunction? Remember that, JR? Maybe you should try and lay off talking about a female body part, even if it was her shoulders, because you want backlash again. It's not as salacious. It's not as, trying to say that you're possibly going to see, the upper frontals of Miss Penelope Ford, like you were saying. And now he says it about Britt Baker. Now, in the end, we get a swinging fisherman's neck breaker, sets up for a forceful stomp. And the Doctor picks up a win in a return to Dynamite. Okay, Eddie Kingston, my favorite. That sucks. And who really choose for Mox tonight? And Kingston actually calls out those who choose not to watch Dynamite. You for one, are a good reason enough not to watch it. Kingston didn't tap or submit last week, as he tried to say, and asked the ref, Remsburg, why he rang the bell. The ref is his friend. Who isn't friends in this company? But the ref tells him why, and he finds out that the Butcher will challenge for the title, does Mox. Mox comes out, and right behind him emerges the Butcher. And why the fuck is the title on the line? AEW is making the world title a joke, especially since there is a big headlining title match with Archer. That is a foregone. This is a foregone conclusion. This match, Mox is retaining. Why bother? And then during the course of the match, we see the Butcher hit an Oklahoma Stampede. JR, it's a power slam. It's a power slam. Stop trying to make AEW different by renaming moves to fit AEW. You know, yeah, Oklahoma Stampede. That is a name for it. There's various names for it, but it's like it seems like every move from a slam, suplex, over the top rope, suicide dives, all that stuff. They change the names. It's like they pick a French name for one, they pick a Mexican name for the other, something like that. It just sounds like that. Like you're trying to be different. You know? Make it simple. A lot of people don't know what a damn Oklahoma Stampede is. I mean, they see it being performed as a power slam, but this ain't power slam. You are already a different looking company anyway. You have your unique look. If I look at you, a match without even seeing a title and I watch it on YouTube, that's AEW. Because the lighting, because the camera angles. Very different from WWE, very different from New Japan, very different from Impact. You know, they have their different way of presenting their program. And in the end, we see a bulldog choke. And Mox retains, and Kingston is done here. He's done. Focus AEW, at least with a week left till the match between Archer and Mox. Or around that week and a half, however, the 14th is the anniversary match. As the anniversary AEW Dynamite. Build something to make their match worth watching. I mean, they haven't built shit or anything. Why should we invest our time or interest in the AEW World Title match at the anniversary show on the 14th when nothing has been built? Every week he's been defending the title pretty much. Like, how about you have Archer come out and then say, this is an opponent that I want you to go against. Not for the title, but to wear him down. I even said last week, how about a pick your poison match? Archer comes out, picks an opponent. Then Mox comes out, picks an opponent. Whoever wins a stipulation choice for the person that they represent. It's a time-honored, it's old, but it's a tried and true formula of how to make a match interesting. I mean, I think you're supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to build interest in a big time world title match. No, let's have Eddie Kingston, who gives a shit. If you're seeing one of the main, what do you call it, zombies in the Resident Evil 2 remake video game, I swear, there's a one that you see a bunch of times and it looks like Eddie Kingston. Every time I see him, oh look, there's Eddie Kingston. But yeah, you know, you're gonna have him come out, go for a title match, and then the next instance, what is he doing? Picking an opponent to challenge him for the title. Yeah, really good. I'll give you double. Ooh, really good. In idiots. I actually look forward to doing AEW rundown and thoughts, just because I like nitpicking stupid shit, and I like showing the inconsistencies of a wrestling company. I do that with WWE. Don't even try to say, oh, you don't do that with WWE. Yes, I do. When they deserve it, I rip into their ass too. Yeah, so give me a break, man. This is like, that's AEW. They like anything? No, I don't like one thing this week. Usually the things I like are the women's matches, and then Dr. Britt Baker, yeah, she won. Okay, she went up against a damn popular cake, Red Velvet. What's she gonna lose? I mean, Red Velvet has some good moves. She's talented in the ring, but was she gonna lose? Was she gonna win, I should say, against Britt Baker, who's making her return? Again, another inconsistency when it comes to writing. We're supposed to believe that Britt Baker is gonna lose. If it was her like 5th match since coming back, yeah, there's a possibility. But anyway, yeah, exactly. Anyway, that was my video, and for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. I don't give a fuck what you think. You could these videos don't even get much views anyway, so who cares? Because it's like, apparently people don't care about AEW as much as I don't. This might be my last video of doing AEW, the entire of it. I'm getting sick. So sick and tired of this damn company. Seriously. But anyway, that's my video. For those of you who stopped by and checked it out, appreciate it. If you liked it. I don't know what to say. And I will close with this. Take care. God. Kill me now.